Showels, what is up? Hello, good morning, good evening, good night. My name's Uma.
Nice.
Thank you. That was all freestyle.
Cool. And honey wants to take a chance and roll the dice.
What is this referencing?
Chris Stapleton.
Cool. Well, yeah, you didn't introduce yourself yet, though.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
He plays piano. I've got like his own piano angle, so whenever he like goes over. But anyways, welcome to our ONEW Dice First Listen. You probably have noticed that over the past year or so, our first listens have like dwindled in amount. And that is because in like early 2020, I was diagnosed. Is that the correct term? I was told that I have, pain in my arms, tendonitis, and it's become chronic. And so basically, what I'm trying to say is first listens have slowed down because we have hired a crew to edit for us. First listens, our duo reactions, our Patreon reactions, and that costs money. And so we're very limited by budget to how many first listens we're able to produce because they're incredibly long and therefore expensive to make. But both of us have previewed this and we both agreed that we like the majority of the songs or whatever we listen to. And so we're gonna split this up into two parts. First part, first three songs on the album. Second part, second three songs of the second three. That's it. Second.
And we're listening to the title track with it, which is my favorite way of doing it.
Yes, you really
like
pay
the
attention to
structure of
like
the
the
album,
structure of
yes.
albums. Yes. So without further ado, title track.
I already have things to say.
Based on the visuals?
Based
Or did
on
you
the
hear?
2 seconds.
What do you have to say?
The Weekend.
Oh. Well, yeah. From what we previewed, it was definitely like R&B 80s-esque inspiration. Roll the
3, 2, 1. Roll the dice.
You're so
Oh, and it didn't go away. No.
okay.
Roll the dice. Oh, nice. Wow.
What an interesting music video vibe that they
Yeah.
chose to go along with the.
I think it kind of works. Daytime though, that's the weird part, I think. You are listening to Dawn FM.
Did they add in the kick drum or was it there before? It feels like it's a little
Probably
bit more
added.
bassy. It's a little more bassy. Oh, reverse
falsetto.
reverb into. Hey, nice delay. It hit like an eighth note later than we thought.
Nice.
I love the looseness of the falsetto and then how it replied with more falsetto. I'll go back and talk about it.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Mixed with the jellies from that one K-drama that I really like. I like the aesthetic.
And there's that thing.
I love that the chainsaws come out when the range goes
Yeah.
switches lower. What? They're adding in more reverby atmospheric synths as we go on. Yeah.
I don't know why. I want a line where he goes a little higher in his falsetto.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens in the climax. So right now we're just chilling.
It has to do with the quality of his voice. I feel like he has some room to really falsetto it up. Yeah.
Now we have the triplets. Change of rhythmic feel. I love echoey, reverby guitar. This is like a chord progression that I would hear Day 6 use. So this almost has like a sense of nostalgia listening to this, other than the 80s sounds. They did not decide to expand upon the range. I
What
think. Were you going to say something?
Yes. What an interesting choice for a title track.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did skip through the B-sides, and I skipped through this song as well, and I was drawn more to the B-sides. This, I think, is like the definition of comfort in something that you vibe to and just brings in a freshness of atmosphere, while also just the comfort aspects come from the nostalgic echoey guitar, the 80s synths and beat, and the falsetto that does not decide to leap in range because we don't add any sort of like extra climax. It's just, this song is comfortable and staying like this the entire time. Which is why I'm not personally drawn to it too much, because I tend to like really dynamic things, but I can totally see myself. When we were deciding to react to this, I was like, I'm ready to vibe, and this is exactly that. Just something that I don't need to use my brain at all. I just, take freezing cold water and just like lie down on like the porch.
Oh, not
or
on your
something.
face, okay.
That
was the first image.
Like I'm imagining myself like on a porch in summer in a hammock listening to this with like, a glass of freezing cold water.
Nice. Very cool. It does have a very nice dodecahedron. Yeah, okay. So I think that what's really cool about it is combines the recent 80s, throwback trend with a very K-pop style melody and almost like a throwback K-pop. It feels like a 2010, early 2010s sort of vibe, because it doesn't try to do a lot of like the modal mixture stuff.
Right. So we stay within the key that we started.
Very much stay within the key. But the thing with the chorus that kind of, I guess leaves me a little cold is that the note that he hits, rolling dice, that feels like a note that if he tries to belt out in his real voice, he could do it. And then his head voice, but he chose to do falsetto. So that's why I referenced the quality of his voice, because it felt like either this song should have been a little in a higher key. Oh, because
you just
it just feels like he's in between.
Has just like the ability to.
Yeah, and because
really
he's trying
higher.
to hit that precisely with his falsetto, there's not as much room for expression and passion.
But I don't think it's supposed to get to that really emotional place. Like
maybe
expression and passion. I think it's floating and flitty like petals, and which that range, that note specifically does paint out.
I feel like the instrumentals might be suggesting something else, at least a little bit more. Like the next plane. And I didn't feel that. And so by the third time the chorus came back, it definitely felt a little, it's like something more needed to be done. That's why, like as a B-side, this would be super harmless. I'm very curious. I like the theme of rolling dice. I think that's very attractive and catchy. So, like thematically, that might be the reason, and just music video potential, show off that really cool blue die. But otherwise, well, let's continue listening to the album.
Right, but there was one thing that I wanted to go back and comment on specifically. I talked a little bit about how I liked the call and answer in his falsetto, and another reason why I'm so addicted to listening to the chorus is call and answer in the vocal melody, and also how the chords, the rhythmic of the chords changing and ascending that goes along with the melody. Like how they rhythmically interact, because it felt like he would ascend and then the chords would ascend, he would descend and the chords would ascend, and I liked that relationship. It was very, I keep using the word comforting. What's a synonym for comforting? It's very.
You can use the same word. Absolutely.
Take a shot every single time I say comforting in this. If you're over 21, this album first listen. But his vocal melody would go in like rolling dice, like it would echo, and then he'd be like da 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 da, and then muffled in the back would be like do 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 do. It's just they knew how to play with space so well. That was my favorite part of this track. Yeah. Okay, Sunshine. Really quickly, English lyrics. A boring view after I push out the window. What if a perfect day with gaps? Even if I say we were waiting for a while, it's obvious. Desk in front of you, it's empty. I'll leave it out. A clear sunshine in the sky. Jinx.
Warm wind, white pina coladas, sunset. Okay, great. Got it.
Sounds like it's going to be a comforting sounding song. So Okay.
Oh, I like it fading in. I thought it wasn't even playing on my headphones.
Oh, this is co-produced by Hitchhiker. Usually does crazy stuff. Oh, I like that melody, but the mixture's back.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. In a welcome way.
Yeah, I like adding back in the higher synth sound. Oh! Ooh. What's so interesting about this listening experience so far is I feel like I've heard a lot of these synth sounds and most of the progression before, but then the melody keeps going not where I think it's gonna go. Oh, I like how they leave the. This is a very shiny sounding song.
Oh, I was waiting for the major 7. But it doesn't come. It's great.
I like how the melody, we don't really have any cadence, we don't have any finality, everything's just like pushing
I
forward.
think melodically there are a couple of cadences, but not in the chorus.
Yes,
the chorus
exactly.
refrains from it, yeah.
What is this sound? Sounds like someone hitting a table. I like that! Because you think he's gonna go ascend, right?
I think that makes a lot of sense in my head.
Okay.
The way it goes down.
You can explain it a bit.
Yeah, this is very cool. And the rhythm, yeah, the instrumentals and the voice all work together to make this moment effective.
Da 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 da. And the synth in the background is in rhythmic unison. Yeah. Bridge stripping it down just to the lower timbres.
This reminds me of Justin Timberlake.
Oh!
For this part, yeah. But the mixing is way better than in the Justin Timberlake song. Oh my goodness. Badly mixed song. Unlike this.
And the background harmony comes in along with the synth.
That's very cool.
Was that riff in the first time?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's been there every time.
Okay.
It feels like the instrumentals, every time this comes back, the instrumentals go a level higher.
Yeah.
There's just so much fullness. There's so much going on. Wow.
Yes, an outro.
I like the vocals in the background. That was minor major. Oh.
Yeah, and in major.
But subtly, it's like he just kind of grazes it.
Because the chord setup in the pre-chorus for sunshine, I would like a sun. That's what I was expecting.
Oh, like minor?
Yeah. Da,
Huh.
da. Somebody went da da da. Wait, what does he do?
So, because of how these songs shift from minor to major, I think it instantly registered that the first note of the chorus was gonna be in major.
Okay.
Because for such a sunny song, it wasn't gonna be like a big sad. It could be that.
I think that was also. I was just expecting it. Yeah.
Really,
whether
the
it be
major
minor
7
or
made
major.
a lot of sense to me. But what is even cooler is that. So okay, this is technically an E major chord, except it's an A. But then he moves it completely to be a C major chord, which is some sort of crazy melodic planing stuff that is just insane. Except he doesn't even do that. On the last possible note, he changes it into a neighboring note. So we expect, well, at least I expect when I hear this type of melody, you know, because it's compositionally very sound, except that is very, very cool. Yeah, I think that is the most genius compositional moment in the song, and it gets repeated a lot of times, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, what I like about this song so much is the contrast of thickness of instrumentation, so that when we do arrive at the post-chorus and it just sounds so full harmonically, that it's just so satisfying, and the rhythmic motion changes constantly, and my mind went blank. What do I like about this?
Do you want me to? I don't want you to like forget it even more.
Do you want to go? Yeah. Did you have something more to say?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, a lot. Well, a bit. So yeah, you were saying how full the thing, it all sounded, but yet it still managed to sound layered instead of cluttered, which I think is very good. Because when you get into the chorus, like if that was the peak of the song with all of its mixing, I'd be satisfied with it. But they managed to leave enough room to make it, every time make it go up a new level when the syncopations come in, you know. And yeah, I was thinking about the bridge, how it kind of started with a chill instrumental, you know, bass. It did remind me of Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. But that song, you know, it has this really sloppy bass. I mean, like, that song is pretty good, you know. It's a vibe, but like, what is that, you know? It was something like that, and it sounds kind of sloppy, but the tempo of the song is kind of the same, and the way it winds down is kind of similar. But this is just a more excellent example, and I don't think anyone would be mad that I said that.
I think what I did start talking about, were you finished with your, okay. What I did start talking about was the continuation of the melody between sections. So sometimes when you're ending a chorus, you would end on what we would call a home note or a tonic, something that would finalize the feeling so we can move on to the new section. And that sometimes also happens in verses and pre-choruses. But this just felt so continuous because how often did we land on tonic in the melody? So just there, it felt like that could be an end of a phrase. 37, 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, that's a deceptive.
Which, once again, none of that is like tonic. None of it is final.
The da-da actually does land on tonic.
But that's like the start. That isn't quite the end of a phrase.
True.
That's the beginning of a new phrase. So the placement is different. 27, kind of. 27, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's not a cadence. Oh, that's kind of.
So yeah, it's.
Okay, keep going. There's one more chord I want to hear.
40, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about now. Now, first of all, the flow is consistently very nice, so it makes you feel like it's not cadencing.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that there's no dominant chord. It is a dominant chord, but there's no 3. Normally we hear, and then we go into this. But instead we have the third is a little shaved off. It's a little loud. See that? That doesn't have any direction because it's just a suspended chord, sort of. And so when you go here, it doesn't feel like these notes actually relate to one another compared to, you know, if we have. Yeah, it's not quite the same. And I think it's the non-direction that makes the arrival of the tonic feel less like a cadence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I liked how smooth all those transitions, how seamless everything was. Okay, On the Way.
Try some long song.
So The first reason why I really wanted to do this album first listen is because the songwriters for this song I would have never expected to work together. Michelle Cho is an A&R and songwriter. She used to work for SM Entertainment, but now she's freelancing, and she's worked a lot with antenna musicians. So Sam Kim, she's assigned producers to work with Sam Kim before. I don't know of any past songs that she's worked with Adrian McKinnon and Tay Jasper on before. So Adrian McKinnon and Tay Jasper are kind of a pair. They're buddies. They've been in the K-pop industry together for a very long time. And so I pictured them together, and then Michelle Cho and Sam Kim together. And so those four together, I'm like, what? And then Cha-Cha Malone, who's like a hip-hop R&B dude I definitely never worked with Adrian McKinnon and Tay Jasper before. So like when I saw the credits, I was like, what kind of song is gonna happen? It's gotta be some sort of like R&B, right? They all have experience writing R&B. That's the thing that we can pair them together with. Okay. Interesting. 3, 2, on the way.
B major. Not B major. Wow, nice.
I like this like tin can-esque percussion. Ooh!
There's a 6 in there. Turns into a diminished. That's very good.
Hey, Adrian. What's up? That's Cha-Cha Malone.
The bass keeps it syncopated. I feel like I've never heard that bass rhythm this slow, and it's very cool.
Because it's typically like a lot faster.
It's a disco rhythm. Dun, 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 dun.
I love that very soft higher octave. Everything's so subtle.
He sent the vocals so hard. By that I mean so soft. It blends with the instrumental so well.
Yeah. I did not expect him to belt in this kind of song.
Staccato belt. Nice rubato.
Oh, and a little grain in the voice. Yeah, taking out instrumental for emphasis. Oh, blessing. The hi-hat.
Wow, that's very full chord. Oh. Nice.
That's new, right? Is that new?
So. I don't remember arriving on the three chord, the medium or whatever. Yeah, the piano's definitely new. Oh no, it is the same, except for the piano. Nice.
That's like
that remind me of?
What a flute would play with, right?
Rock With You by Michael Jackson. It's got a little bit of that tone. Late disco vibes, except slower.
I wonder if Sam Kim recorded on the track with that guitar part.
Yeah, it's pretty likely, I guess. Wow.
Tambourine, let's go!
This is the type of song that screams vocal chops for me. Where like not only do we hear what he's doing, but we hear the intention behind what he's doing, and then he succeeds in doing it. All of that, you know.
What specific part?
Well, all of it.
All of it?
It's just that everything he does, you know, it's like, first of all, it makes me wonder what is an ad-lib and what is a melody, which is awesome. And then after that, like, everything from timbre to timing to dynamic is all intentional, regardless of whether it's improvised or not. But everything just delivers on its intent so well. And it's like he knows the instrumental track well enough to know how to blend into that. And then the backing vocals are always perfectly noticeable. You know, they're not like too far or too in your face. Yeah, right from the beginning when we got all the vocal harmonies, you know, when we first hear the 6, what? And then these lines go somewhere else higher, and then we hear that split. It's all very cool.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is what stood out to me in this track were all vocal moments. So when analyzing a song, I tend to go for instrumental first. What surprises me? What textures do I never hear, or what textures have I never heard before? That kind of stuff, because that kind of stuff, you know, like excites me. But this, nothing was like surprising until I came to like what notes the vocals decided to go to and what rhythms they decided to go to and what dynamics, because like I mentioned before, we like had falsetto and like maybe like mezzo piano dynamic in the vocals the entire time. And then suddenly at the end of the first chorus, he like starts belting. I'm like, I did not see that coming. I thought we were gonna keep the same vocal vibe throughout. And then it just constantly kept rhythmically and texturally in the voice changing up.
I feel like the whole song has a very slight crescendo in his voice, where like he lets go more. I think in the first half, it's not that he's like restricted or anything, but he's definitely trying to operate on like a softer dynamic.
Yeah, he chose a starting point.
Yeah, and he's exploring that space in a way that's very, very cool, you know.
And then he starts exploring more and more and more and more as the song goes on. While in an instrumental, they layer in more things. So like they layer in the guitar, they layer in the very virtuosic piano, keyboard, right? Keyboard, and like that one synth part that could easily be played by a flute. And so just overall, it makes me so happy.
Yeah. I did notice the instrumentals in that, again, the disco vibe is very strong. But I guess the connection between disco and R&B is pretty close. But in this one, the fluty thing does sound like the moment in Michael Jackson's Rock With You, the instrumental solo. And the bass, I guess the first thing I thought of was Justin Timberlake's song Again. I don't know why, but no, I feel like I've heard it in similar songs like Good Time, the classic disco song, and a lot of other, just disco tracks. I don't know why. I feel like I've heard R&B songs that use a similar rhythm, but yeah, the way the bass was so minimalist gave me a bigger throwback than I expected, I guess.
All right, thanks for watching part 1. We'll see you in part 2. Link.
Me?
Hey, listen. What?
You said Link.
Oh, Aya.
Oh yeah, I know. I turned into Navi. It doesn't make any sense.